Thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you.
Isuru Rajapaksa is with the Kandy Blasters, a strong team. They have played very well. He has played well as a player. How has been your team and your performance here?
It's a good team, good performance. Next match, okay.
Just Isuru, one other thing. On behalf of the team, you have played very well. How has been your experience? You are happy with the tournament, how it has gone?
Good, happy. Very good tournament. Very good.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the game.
Okay, thank you.
So that's the story from on court. Stallions against Blasters. So strong contention. We are happy to invite you to be with the live streaming here from UPro Colombo. Quick look at the teams. Once again, a very strong outfit here to make sure that their performances are really up on the cards. Always a really good story. Dambulla Stallions, Krisanta Peris, the captain. Kavisha Devind, he'll keep wickets. Rumesh Pereira, they are leading all-rounder. Rishika Davatage, he's been good with the bat. Russell Van Rooyen, the player with the most amount of performances as an all-rounder. Chandima Lakshan, Achira Dev and Aaron Joshua, who has not really played to his full potential in the latter. As far as Dambulla Stallions concerned, Krisanta Peris, the captain. Coach is Rumesh Pereira, and manager owner is Russell Van Rooyen, who has been a tower of strength for them. Kandy Blasters, Isuru Rajapaksa is the captain. Vimukti Dhananjaya, Sachindra Gonaduwa, Nishanta Kumara, Sinit Jasurya, he's the regular wicketkeeper. Kaushal Tenakon, Savan Disanayaka and Sahan Vimukti. While Kandy Blasters have been in the front of the tournament right from the start. Coach Sachindra Gonaduwa, he has been an experienced performer, played in the Open and Masters World Cups. Manager Priyanta Vikramanayaka, he has been a tower of strength, and with the media work related to the tournament too, he has played a leading role. And the owner is Chapa Veeraratna, and he has really given the side a big story to get along. So having won the toss and elected to bat, the Dambulla Stallions will probably look for a total in excess of 80 at least to make it all happen. And this tournament spread over 9 days. This is match number 31. There were 7 preliminary matches between the 8 teams, and 7 days of intense cricket with 2 games really coming up very well. So that is what the story was. 2 per each court, 4 matches per day. Then the semi-finals a couple of days ago, and now we are here into the final. Nanajit Chaminda, the experienced umpire, is the match official. There he is. A lot of experience, both at home and abroad. So the skipper, Krisanta Peris, a former Open captain, been involved in the game for a long time. He has been an excellent outdoor cricketer too. He'll take strike first. Positive to be around there. The first over. Nishanta Kumara, experienced campaigner. He's played a lot of cricket. He's a very tough customer. Skipper Isuru Rajapaksa is at the back of the court. Front court, there's a lot of work there. People like Achira Dev, Gonaduwa on the offside, front of the court. Again, well ball. That's the line that you will always create a situation. Third ball. Still a bit of nerves, one would think. Easily got away from a difficult situation. Kavisha Devind. He'll have to play sensibly with Peris. Minimum of 20 runs for the first pair. Oh, that's missed. Had to do well. That was Kaushalya Tenakon, one of their better players. Back of the court. Easily done. Up and over. down and up, whichever way you take it. 6 runs off the first over. That's reasonable as far as both teams concerned. Nishanta Kumara, 6 runs. He picked up 4 wickets for -9 in the semi-final against Colombo Lions a couple of days ago at this venue. Talawatugodo is where Indo cricket is all about in Sri Lanka since 2001. He's gonna goes down leg side. Probably got a little bit of bat on it, Pires. Gonadua, very experienced cricketer. He's played a lot of open cricket, masters cricket in the Indo format. Nursing an injury, both Krishanta Pires as well as Sachindra Gonadua. So they are not at full explicit skill level. Leg side. So a cautious start, as I said earlier. Vimukti Dhananjaya will be bowling the 4th over. They get through without being dismissed. They would probably look at 25 runs. Piris realizes this is an opportunity. You can make a headway. That's well played. That's well played. Good work. Good skill. Rather than pick up, just tap the ball. That's what indoor cricket is all about. Know your skill. Use it. Again, well done. Piris was slow off the start. He realizes how important it is. They've got to 22 with 3 balls remaining. Yeah, now they want to just not lose a wicket. The story is that don't get dismissed. Yeah, they got another couple. That's good. It is a good start. This is heady work. So they get through without being dismissed. The first skin, 24 for Dambulla Stallions, winning the toss and batting against Kandy Blasters in the Sika inaugural Indo Cricket League 2024 here at U Pro Colombo. So the second pair for Dambulla Stallions, Rumesh Pereira and Rishika Davatage. In the semi-final, they made 26, while Krishanta Piris and Kavisha Devind accumulated 30 runs in that semi-final against Colombo Lions. National player Rumesh Pereira is the coach of Dambulla Stallions. Key player Sinet Jasuria, the regular wicket keeper, is bowling over number 5. Getting it up very quickly. Savan Disanayaka took aim at the non-striker's wicket. Didn't work well. Rishika Davatage has scored a lot of runs, has been dismissed a lot of times too in the tournament. That's what he wants. That's what he wants. Isuru Rajapaksa couldn't make it. 4 runs. The Blaster skipper back of the net. Jasuria once again putting it up close to the leg. And that's a comfortable couple for Rumesh Pereira. Their strategy would be to make sure that Davatage would not be dismissed too many times. There it is. He's always vulnerable. There were 3 dismissals for this pair in that semi-final. That's what they don't want repeated. Oh, that's the way he goes. Caught. Rajapaksa was there. That's the first dismissal. Davatage managed to hit the net, but he had to stay away from the fielders. It wasn't the case. Jasuria 1 for 5. That's what he wanted. He wanted that wicket very badly. So Pereira giving instructions to Davatage, his partner. Kaushalya Tenakon will bowl over number 6. Reasonably good performer. Very quickly getting around. Couple of runs in the end. For Umesh Pereira to get strike, they'll feel comfortable and safe. Full, took it on the full. That's good. To the back of the net. That's well played. The 3 runs matters. What Dautage needs to understand is playing strong is one story. Playing in the air is another one. Yeah, that's the way to get about. Again, back of the net. He's got the right instructions. He's trying to follow that path again. Tenakon. Better delivery. Dautage ran very quickly. Oh yes, took it on the full. Gonadua collected off the net. Yeah, he's trying to play it close to the carpet. Good running to end the 6th over. They've got a decent start. With the 7th over. Blasters wants another dismissal. So left armer on show very quickly. 44. Good start this for the Stallions. Or when the knockouts came, they have done very well. The men in blue. Gone. That's very good four-court play. Went straight to the field. Dautage took a start. That's a second dismissal for him. He's always vulnerable. So what Pereira, his partner and coach of the team, probably tells him, don't lose heart. Don't try to do anything silly. Just bat sensibly. Yeah, he comes out very good. His natural instinct is to play aggressive, Ruchika Dautage. And no ball call too, so that's good. See, with confidence and skill, Umesh Pereira plays so well for another couple of runs. Couple of balls remaining in this 3rd over for the second skin. Nishanta Kumara on the offside this time. Sachindra Gonadua was on the onside, front of court. 22 for the second pair now. Oh, he plays once again. Pereira, such a good talent. He's batting confidently now. End of 7 overs. 22 for the player. Just a run to complete that over. Gave away 6 runs. Picked up a wicket. Sahan Vimukti, that's not a bad over. Nishant Kumara's second over. He went for 6 in the first. I thought Sahan Vimukti was the first left armer, but no, Nishant Kumara had bowled earlier. So they've got to 25. If they can survive the last 5 balls, Sinet Jayasuriya missed it. Fumbled. Rishika Davatage already off the mark. That would have been the third dismissal for him and his team. Lucky got away. Bad miss by the wicketkeeper. Missed it completely. Kaushalya Tennakoon once again. Pereira. Oh, he's good. He's good. Off the net. Tennakoon once again. 2 more runs. Couple of balls remaining. Rishika Davatage, big story. Total is 53 at the moment. He was home. Good work on the part of Isuru Rajapaksa. Couldn't prevent the couple being taken. 30 for the second pair so far with the ball remaining. Stallions in a very good position. No need to do anything silly. Rishika Davatage took a start. That's the third dismissal. This time Rumesh Pereira, the one dismissed. So the second pair who did so well run out of the last ball. 1 for 8 for Nishanta Kumara. He's done well. Rumesh Pereira 15, 10 for Rishika Davatage. 3 dismissals, 25 per each pair. And then total is now 50.
Welcome back to UPro Colombo for the start of the third skin here in this final. Down and up and a shy at the stumps from Misuru. Going a begging. 51 on the board. It's a very good evening, Laksasi.
Good evening, Viren, and good evening to all of our viewers once again. 51 runs on the board, Dambulla Stallions. A good start, a decent start so far. I want this pair to continue the good work, but just as I was saying that a dismissal, the first dismissal in this third skin, great piece of fielding in the front court. Exactly what they needed to put some pressure on this third skin straight away.
Just as the doctor ordered for the Kandy Blasters. Miscommunication there between Chandimal and Van Rooyen. Russell Van Rooyen, experienced campaigner for the Stallions. Once again indecision. It's important for this pair to find their groove, make sure communication lines are very clear, because in this particular format of the game can be a cardinal error if there's any form of confusion. This is brilliant, brilliant bowling that results in a third ball scenario. The opportunity for Kandy Blasters to get back-to-back dismissals in this first over of the third skin. Very well played there by Russell. Easing himself off some pressure. Luxus in the final, what type of score are we looking at? Something along the lines of the mid-80s, early 90s?
Yeah, definitely we're in some over 80. I think they need that for sure in a final like this. If you talk about the semi-final encounters, that would appeal, and that has been given the second dismissal of this third skin. These two they need to work on their communication aspect big time here. Sinaj Azuria continuing his great work. 3 for -3. He's certainly been a revelation in this tournament. We saw him playing very well in that Club World Series, and here he has continued that. He has continued all the momentum that he managed to create. Brilliant stuff from the youngster.
Yes, and it's also a good time to comment on the fan following in this final. It's brilliant seeing everyone here at UPro Colombo supporting this fledgling format of the game at the inaugural Indoor Cricket League.
Now, if we talk about the semi-final encounters once again, Dambulla Stallions met the Badulla Warriors, who came into the semi-final as the first place team of the group, and they managed to win that 69-31. I think Dambulla Stallions, they caught Badulla Warriors completely off guard. Their bowling was up to point, and they added a lot of pressure on the favourites of that game, we can say, Badulla Warriors, and they knocked them out. And Dambulla Stallions, that's how they qualified for the final. Meanwhile, Kandy Blasters, they got the better of Colombo Lions. They scored 108 and Colombo Lions scored just 50. So the two semi-final encounters were pretty much one-sided. So hopefully we will see a close final here at UPro Colombo. -3 on the board.
A leading edge and caught off the rebound. All the hard work done in the first two skins here. Unraveling, being undone, Laxisi. This is not what the Dambulla Stallions needed. You said it earlier, that it was a decent start, a decent foundation laid for this pair. But this is the beauty of this game, isn't it? One skin is all it takes to shift the momentum of the game.
Uses his feet, goes down the court, but the throw is at the wrong end, unfortunately for Kandy Blasters. Russell Van Rooyen, he was under a lot of trouble, but the throw didn't go to the right end. Very lucky.
There would have been -13 on the board for the skin.
So welcome runs for Dambulla Stallions. So 2 more overs to go. These two, they need to try and get to at least 10 runs. Plus 10 will definitely work out. So they need to make sure that they get out of this minus area, the negative territory. They need to get out of this very soon. Otherwise, it will take a huge toll on the final skin, and they don't need that to happen.
And we've seen this happen before, Lux. When you're in the negative range, it's very easy to try to aim too high. And then a couple more dismissals, and then you're deep in the negative range. And especially as a pair, that's the last thing you want to take with you, that burn when going to bowl, knowing that you've cost your side a few too many. Once again, a delayed start by Russell, costing him gravely. Kandy Blasters are right on top of things, Laxisi. It's been a brilliant third skin for them, capitalizing on every opportunity provided.
Exactly, Viren. Dambulla Stallions, they had 50 runs on the board after the end of the first 2 skins, but 4 dismissals in this third skin, and they are -11, so the score has been reduced by 11. 39 runs on the board. They can't let this happen in a final like this. It's very important that these two guys, they get out of this negative territory, as I mentioned. So they need to be very careful. I mean, if they do lose any more wickets, it's going to be really hard for that final skin, because they'll be under a lot of pressure.
And quite uncharacteristic of them, they're an experienced pair. And once again, disaster has struck for the Dambulla Stallions, just gifting this game away. After being very competitive in those opening 2 skins, we've always said it, it's just one skin. One skin is all it takes to shift the pendulum the other way. And it's swung in favor of the Kandy Blasters now, well and truly on top here.
Oh, they're going for the run. They're going for the run. Needed a better throw there. Russell Van Rooyen. Very close call. Now they had just 3 dismissals we ran in the first 2 skins, but just in this skin alone, 5 dismissals.
This format doesn't offer you any hiding place, Laksasi. If you're slightly off the mark, it can be a punishing format because you still have to bat out the allotted 4 overs. But as you said, they need to not aim too high, try and get as close to parity as possible. And if they can give the next pair the same foundation they were left with, get to around 50. Oh, but this is disastrous. It's very, very unfortunate. Things are unraveling very quickly for the Dambulla Stallions.
A brilliant fielding, Viren. Great fielding in the front court. 6 dismissal. Savan Dissanayaka, 3 for -11. Russell Van Rooyen, -26. So he's the batter who got out not the 6 times, Viren. I mean, that's a huge, huge blow on the confidence and in this final for Dambulla Stallions. Now the score, just to 33 runs. They were on 50, but reduced back to 33.
I won't count Russell Van Rooyen out. He bowled brilliantly in that semi-final. So they'll be hoping he makes amends. But, yeah, Kandy Blasters have regained absolute control over proceedings now.
The last over of this third skin. Chandima Lakshan uses his feet, tries to go down the court. 3 runs added, 3 valuable runs. Can they get to somewhere on -5 even? It will be a hard task. They have just 5 deliveries remaining. So we're getting that 0 at least to even things out. It will be hard. That's another dismissal. Brilliant fielding. I think that's Isuru Rajapaksa in the front court, wearing that number 99 jersey, who represented Sri Lanka, the Sri Lanka development side in that England Asia Cup. He's someone with an experience, someone who is an upcoming player in the Sri Lankan domestic indoor cricket circuit, and he has been brilliant, phenomenal in the front court.
Absolutely fantastic, stellar effort out there by Isuru. But I feel for Van Rooyen, 7 dismissals in a skin. It's not a very good feeling when you've gifted 35 runs to the other side. And we hope that he recovers well in time for the second innings, and we hope he makes amends. And a spare of thought for Chandimal as well. He's hardly put a foot wrong, but indecision plus a lack of communication between the 2 batters have cost them on a few occasions.
Once again, using his feet, Chandimal Lakshan, almost another direct hit. Savan Dissanayaka, I think. Yep, brilliant fielding. And they're jumping at everything, Viren. They'll try to stop everything at the moment because they know they have the momentum here. -17, the skin total. 2 deliveries to go. Russell Van Rooyen on strike. 7 dismissals in the skin.
And Laksasi, we speak about totals in the mid-20s being competitive, but what this skin has done is it eradicates any form of pressure from the Kandy Blasters coming into bat, because it's basically 33 after 3 skins, an average of 11 per skin. It shifts the whole scenario / equation of the game.
Almost another dismissal there. I mean, we're talking about somewhere around 80 when this skin started, but now they're back to 33, and that's a no ball. I think they'll have to re-bowl that because this is the last over. Sahan, last delivery. Goes for that traditional defensive stroke, Russell Van Rooyen. So end of the third skin, 35 runs on the board, -15 in this third skin, 7 dismissals. Chandima Lakshan, 13. Russell Van Rooyen, -28. He got out all the 7 times. A lot of work to do for this final skin of Dambulla Stallions.
new batters for Dambulla Stallions, Aaron Joshua and Achiradev. They have to do some serious damage control now. It was a forgettable third skin for the Dambulla Stallions. When you lose 7 dismissals within a span of 4 overs, you're already behind the 8 ball. And we have a 3rd ball scenario to open the 4th skin. And when you're on top, Lakshya, this is a brilliant masterclass by the Kandy Blasters. When you're on top of the game, you don't relinquish control of proceedings. If they can somehow get around the mid-60s, they'd take it. An effective 4th and final skin around the mid-60s would be ideal for the Dambulla Stallions.
Isuru with that slingy action. Aaron was hurried quite a lot with that delivery. Isuru pulls it really quick. Now Aaron Joshua is not in that good form with the bat in hand in this tournament, Viren. So he'll be hoping that he can turn things around in this final itself. Now we'll see him with the ball in hand. He was really impressive in that semi-final encounter. Now, ball a bit of leg spinning deliveries. Now had an action very similar to Sikuge Prasanna.
Well spotted, Lakshya. A lot of similarities there between the two. Sikuge Prasanna had some very memorable performances for Sri Lanka, especially in the shortest format of the game. Gun fielder as well in his heyday.
Who can forget those ODI knocks against England, where he scored a quick fire half century and almost a century against Ireland, isn't it?
Yes, and I love the angle in which they're operating now, targeting that leg stump region, not giving the batsman any width to play with.
Oh, that's a bit too high, is it? Nope. The umpire, he thinks that it was dipping, so no extra delivery, no extra runs given. Oh, I think that will be a delivery down the leg side. Yes, it is. Kaushal needs to get his bearings right here.
A lot better in terms of your line and length, but shy at the stumps goes the begging. As long as he gets that lines right, Lakshya, coming in from this angle, it's absolutely crucial. He can't afford any freebies down the leg side. Aaron Joshua on strike. An attempted down and up. Unlucky to not get that away. An unfortunate ricochet there for him.
So Kaushal Tennako, none for 18. No wickets for him. That's probably because he didn't bowl in that 3rd skin. I mean, they didn't take much dismissals in the first 2 skins, but that 3rd skin, it was disastrous for Dambulla Stallions. So 45 runs on the board, 12 deliveries to go, Viren. Maybe 60, 65.
Yeah, for any element of scoreboard pressure, you need something in the realms of the 60s. Because a sub-60 target will relieve the Kandy Blasters of any form of pressure whilst chasing this down. But they're really up and ready for this are the Kandy Blasters. You can see that with the fielders in the front court not giving anything away. And that shy from at the stump by the keeper nearly proved to be costly for the Dambulla Stallions. That was a late start by Achiradev. Caught ball watching there, both in indoor cricket and outdoor cricket. Can't afford to be seen ball watching, especially in this format that doesn't give you a significant margin for error.
When these two teams met in the first round, Dambulla Stallions, they had the upper hand over Kandy Blasters by just 5 runs. Dambulla Stallions scoring 89 and Kandy Blasters scoring 84. They shared the skins, 2 skins apiece. So it was a very close game in that first round. I'm expecting to see another very close game because Dambulla Stallions, their bowling is top class. They have some very good bowlers who knows how to spin the ball both the ways. I think that will be a huge challenge for Kandy Blasters when they come out to chase this total. And they have some experienced bowlers. That's the main thing. Good run, very good running from these two, Aaron and Achiradev. So far so good, no dismissals. And they have been very cautious, Viren. They have added 15, they have managed to take the score back to 50, where they were after the end of the first 2 skins.
And what I love about this format, especially in indoor cricket, and kudos to Hiran Dimel and the rest of his team for taking indoor cricket to unprecedented heights in Sri Lanka. What I love about this, Lux, is you have to be fully committed. It's all in or nothing. Even for a quick single, if you have an indecision early on, if you're very tentative, you're caught napping.
So end of the penultimate over in this first innings of the ICL finals. These two doing a good job so far. Savan Disanayak took 3 dismissals in that first over. Nothing here. Now Achiradev has been the more consistent batter. Aaron Joshua, as I mentioned, he's not in great form, but he managed to bat the first 3 overs without giving away any dismissals. I think that's the main important thing we're in. So 19 runs on the board. Can they make it 30 maybe?
Asking them to go for 11 in this over. Laxmi, there's nothing to lose at this point. But if they can get to that 60 mark, as I said, just add 6 to the total here, there's some element of scoreboard pressure.
That's exactly what they didn't need. A dismissal to begin the last over. Aaron Joshua short of his mark. Once again, great fielding in the front court. Clean collection, clean throw and a direct hit. Brilliantly done from Kandy Blasters.
The triple combination. Collection, throw, plus the effort to kind of be on top of things, be on your toes early on. Because if you're caught on your heels, especially on the front court, it's very difficult for you to recover and retrieve the ball.
Oh, that was very close to the leg stump. Aaron Joshua letting it go and almost conceding 5 more runs.
A tale of 2 halves in this innings, and both batters stranded at the same end. That was comedy of errors out there on the part of Aaron Joshua and Achiradev, but they aren't penalized for it because there were also slight lapses in the field.
I'm very lucky that they get out of that situation without any issues, Achira and Aaron. Oh, Planum is brilliant. Well bowled. 2 more deliveries to go.
We say this about outdoor cricket, but I'll say this about indoor cricket as well. That's brilliant, that's bowling.
Plays the down and up and plays it really well, Achira. So, job well done from his part. Batted brilliantly, batted sensibly, Achiradev.
That's all that's needed in this format. If you can use your down and ups to effect, it's the most lucrative stroke.
Oh, almost another one, and that has been given just at the last delivery. Aaron Joshua, short of his mark. Brilliantly done. The fielder in the front court. -5. Second dismissal of the skin. And we move to Dhananjay. 2 for none in his 2 overs.
I said this earlier, Charles Dickens would have termed this as a tale of two halves. 50 after the first 2 skins and -3 combined in the final 8 overs of this innings. And the Kandy Blasters will feel that they have all the momentum in the world with them right now. And this can be slightly derailing if you're in the Dambulla Stallions camp. It was 2 solid skins to start with. They were looking at a score in the realms of the high 90s to early 100s. But there's a swing of around 50 runs through some poor batsmanship.
So that's the end of the first half of this ICL finals between Dambulla Stallions and Kandy Blasters. Dambulla Stallions, after winning the toss, they have scored 47 runs. Kandy Blasters, they need 48 runs in the 4 skins to win this all-important final. We'll go to a short commercial break and we'll be back with the live action from the second innings. Welcome back to the live action from the final. Krishika Davatake bowling in the first over. Direct hit. Wow, that was really close.
There's no need for any undue risks here. It's a below par total that they're chasing down. If this opening pair can lay a solid foundation with decent shot selection, look for those down and ups, and get this to the realms of the mid to early 20s, that would be a brilliant platform for the rest of the pairs coming in.
If you take it as an average, Viren, they need just 12 runs per skin to get the win in this encounter. So what they need to do is to make sure that they don't give away easy dismissals. There's Dambulla Stallions, 12 dismissals in the innings, 7 alone in that third skin. So they need to make sure that they don't repeat that mistake. Need to make sure that they bat sensibly and just keep the scoreboard ticking without giving away any dismissals. I just need to keep calm, because the runs will come like that. They'll get the extra runs now and then. So no need to panic. Just stay out there without giving away wickets, and the runs will come definitely.
Yes, because it's the bowling side, Dambulla Stallions on the back foot. They'll be looking to be very aggressive with the ball. All the Kandy blasters have to do is just be very watchful, make sure communication lines are intact, and play those down and ups. There's no need to look for the rear net, the rear court. There seems to be a very good understanding between the batters, which was lacking in the Dambulla Stallions innings. Not looking for overly risky singles. Clear calls. It was a close shave. Ramesh Pereira there with a brilliant effort off the net. A clean gather and a shy at the stumps at the bowler's end. These half chances have to be capitalized upon, Laksisi. When you're defending a total in the region of the high 40s, 20/30 short of what a pass score would have been in a final, you can't afford to give the batters any freebies. You've got to be on top of it on the court.
So far so good from these 10 runs added. 2 more deliveries left in the second over. Now what needs to happen is that all the 4 skins, they need to show this. They need to make sure that they keep this consistency, because that will be really important. Because we saw what happens when the consistency factor is not there throughout the 4 skins in that first innings. 25 runs each in the first 2, and then they just completely fell apart. Just -3 in the next.
It can immediately trickle on to the next pair. That's what we saw with the final pair for the Dambulla Stallions. Aaron Joshua and Acharadev coming in after what was a very, very tricky juncture in that third skin, losing 7 wickets within a span of 4 overs. But it's time for Aaron Joshua to make amends here. Athleticism at its best out here at UPro Colombo. We've had some riveting action in this inaugural Indo Cricket League. We've had 9 days of high intense cricket, and it's been brilliant to watch. As I said earlier, Sri Lanka Indo cricket is on the rise. We won the England Asia Cup earlier this year, our open men's team defeating arch rivals India in an all South Asian final. It was a convincing win, a thrashing, as one would say. It's a close call at the non-strikers end. And yes, promising signs for cricket. I know our outdoor team hasn't met our expectations or reached our expectations yet, but our indoor team certainly proving a point.
Exactly, Viren. And we can't forget the Colombo Lions, who won the UPro Club World Series. Of course, it's the senior Colombo Lions side. We had a Colombo Lions team in this tournament as well, without all the Sri Lankan players. So they unfortunately missed out on this final after losing the semi-final. Now these two, they're doing it the right way, for sure. They're not taking any risk. Their calls are very loud and clear. We didn't talk about that, how important that is when you're playing Indo cricket.
This is just brilliant batting, especially in Indo cricket. This is the type of combination you need out there. Steadying the ship, making sure that you play each ball on its merit as you would in outdoor cricket. This is a dream start for the Kandy Blasters in this run chase.
So no dismissals so far. 20 runs added. So they're almost halfway there. 11 runs off that over. Vimukti Dalanja 9, Nisur Rajapaksa 13.
And if you analyze phases of the game, when Krishanta and Kavisha were out there for the Dambulla Stallions, they had 25 on the board for no dismissals in that first skin. So a very similar template in this first skin, which shows you that it was the complete unraveling of the Dambulla Stallions in the latter half of their innings that might prove to be very, very costly.
Kavisha to bowl the last over of the first skin. They need a dismissal and they need it very desperately, Dambulla Stallions. They need to insert some pressure. They're trying to insert some pressure, but that's not happening at the moment.
Yeah, and these half chances have to be latched upon, Laksasi, because we need an over of 2/3 strikes, and that'll get them right into the fray. And you can't afford to bowl down the leg side here, the final over of a skin. But very tactfully, Laksasi, they haven't requested it for it to be rebowled because they know they're on top of things. They don't want to provide any opening for the Dambulla Stallions to strike. So let the overs trickle by, and that'll get them in a position of strength. There's a tactical masterclass there by the Kandy Blasters, because usually any team would opt for that delivery to be rebowled. .28 on the board with 2 deliveries left. In a normal game, in a non-knockout game, you'd talk about skins targets, but since it's the final, you can eradicate all that. These half chances might determine the outcome of the game, Laksasi. They've had 3 or 4 half-decent attempts in this opening skin, but the batters managed to get away unscathed.
Things are just not going the way of Dambulla Stallions at the moment, and that's a misfield. But luckily, the batters, they didn't go for the run. They didn't want to take that risk. So end of the first skin, 30 runs on the board. Brilliantly done by Isuru Rajapaksha and Vimukti Dhananjaya. No dismissals. That's the bottom line of that first skin we're in. 30 runs, just 18 runs. They need just 18 more runs in the next 3 skins. So unless they have a similar sort of skin that Dambulla Stallions had in their third, I think they have this game under control.
The order of the day is just sensible batting now. If they can avoid potential third ball scenarios, avoid dumping a whole heap of pressure on themselves, that's all that's needed. But this could also be quite tricky, Laksasi, because if you go out to bat with a defensive mindset, we've seen it cost batting pairs in this form.
Now this is the stage that can do something for Dambulla Stallions in this game, Viren. We saw these bowlers, the bowlers who bowled in the second skin, changing the game around completely for them in the semi-final. The highly experienced Rumesh, a Sri Lankan cap, Achira Dev, Krishanta Rajapaksa, Krishanta Piris, the former Sri Lankan player in the international circuit. I think those 3, if there's anyone who can make a difference, it's going to be those 3 players with the ball in hand.
Yeah, 2 of Sri Lanka's most experienced campaigners out there for the Dambulla Stallions, Krishanta Piris and Ramesh Pereira. You needed a clean gather there behind the stumps. For the umpteenth time in this innings. Another chance going astray for the Dambulla Stallions. Very well bowled by Ramesh Pereira. It's body line, it has to be body line. for the batter to not have any width to work with. Once again, this is bowling at its finest. Spectacular over by Ramesh Perera. Will consider himself rather unlucky to not have anything to show for it in the wickets column. But that was brilliant, brilliant bowling on display.
So as I mentioned, these bowlers, Ramesh Perera, Krishant Peri, Achirdev, those are the guys that can make a difference. So they started off well, Ramesh Perera. Now Achirdev needs to do something special here. They need an over where they can get at least 2 dismissals. That's the order of the day. That's the order of this over for Achirdev. Can he do that?
Achirdev, we spoke about the unique mannerisms in his action. Lakshya in the semi-final, he has a mystery element. He has both the leg cutter as well as the conventional off spin. There once again.
No clue whatsoever. Third ball situation. Where will he go with it? What's your prediction? Will he try to go away from the batter?
Yeah, a leg spin, a conventional leg spin, beat the outside edge is my call.
Oh, loose delivery.
He was going for it, but as you said, you called this during the semi-finals, Lakshya. It's exciting times for Indo cricket. When you have a bowler of this nature who has a surprise element in Indo cricket, it's exactly what you need. So Sri Lanka, we're blessed to have bowlers of this nature, both in Indo and outdoor cricket, who have that mystery element, who can get the batsman guessing.
Exactly, we had the Muralidharans, we had the Ajant Mendis, we had Rangan Herath, who was more of a classical bowler, and then now we have the likes of Mahesh Theekshana, who has a lot of variations in his game. Maybe needs to get more control when he's using all the variations, but we have him following in the footsteps of the likes of Muralidharan and Ajant Mendis.
And then when you speak about the pacers, you speak about our knack of producing slingers. Malinga, Matisha Pathiran, and Nuwan Tushara, and the Kandy Blasters captain Isuru is a very good slinger as well.
Now, I'm a bit surprised that they're not bringing in Krishant Peri here, because that's the combination that they used in the semi-final, and it played dividends for them. But Chandimal Lakshan will be the one to bowl the third over. Just 7 runs in the first 2 overs. Oh.
The lines and lengths were a tad off in that first skin, but it's been impeccable in this second skin thus far. And I agree with you, Lakshya. I think what they need to do now is bundle a whole heap of pressure on the batters by bowling your best 2-3 bowlers in quick succession.
Now he is turning the ball, but the problem is he's bowling a bit too short, Viren, so it gives the batters enough time to go for their stroke, go for the down and up without any issues. Needs to bowl a bit fuller if he wants to create some questions on the heads of these batters.
By the end of the second skin, Dambulla Stallions had lost 3 wickets, and there were 3 dismissals in the first 2 skins. No dismissals so far in this run chase. It's been brilliant, brilliant batsmanship. And then if you talk about the latter half of their innings, there were 9 dismissals, 45 runs being gifted to the opposition. Looking for the leg side call, but the umpire deems it a legal delivery. On this occasion, he doesn't get away with it. A fight with 1 over left in this second skin. It's been watchful batting. Don't need to do anything overly fancy when you're chasing a score around the realms of the mid-40s. And another cautiously played over here should leave the Kandy Blasters in prime position to take this final.
So 2 more runs added. Once again, a brilliant skin where they didn't give away any wickets, and that's the best thing. No dismissals in the first skin. Nothing here as well. They struggled big time when they were facing the likes of Ashur Dev in this skin, but they made sure that they didn't give away any dismissals. That's the main thing. That's the most important thing. And that's what Dambulla Stallions couldn't do.
And they've shown us the ideal template for batsmanship in indoor cricket. Yes, you can have phases of the game where the bowlers are applying a lot of pressure. They're not giving you a lot of width to work with. You can have third ball scenarios being created as a result. But if you can safely negotiate them and just meander your way through that particular skin, that's all that's needed. And yeah, they've basically chased down the total now within the first 2 skins. And now it's all about damage control.
Now Kandy Blasters, they need to remember, now only themselves can lose the game from here. They already have the advantage. No need to do anything extravagant here. Just bat out the remaining 8 overs after this one. Make sure that you don't take any risks. And I think it will be definitely an easy path for them for that title.
Yeah, just shut shop at one end. Avoid the third ball, safely negotiate those third ball scenarios and you're home. But this can prove to be the Achilles heel for them if your batters come out with an overly defensive mindset. It's all about just playing their natural game here. Because if they have the target in mind and realize that they've gotten across the line, complacency can kick in, and that can be very dangerous in indoor cricket and outdoor cricket as well.
Exactly, Viren. I mean, being sensible and being negative, 2 completely different things. Now, we have seen how many times we have seen, especially in Test cricket, when teams tend to get a bit too negative, like that. They try to bat out the overs, they try to force that draw, and they end up losing the game. We have seen that happening to Sri Lanka as well. I think one of the instances I have seen that happening in that Test against Pakistan in 2014, if I'm not wrong, where they won the first Test, they tried to bat out in that second innings of the second Test and tried to take it to a draw. They collapsed and they gave Pakistan enough time to chase it down.
And another example of that was in the 2011 Test series in England, in that first Test at the Sophia Gardens in Cardiff. We only had to bat out 1 session, if I'm not mistaken, to see out the game. But Anderson and Broad masterclass got England across the line.
So it's very important that they do this sensibly, not negatively. They need to make sure that they keep the scoreboard ticking while not putting themselves in danger, especially while running. That will be the important thing. Running between the wickets will be the most important thing, and that's what the Dambulla Stallions got wrong. They had a lot of runouts, I think, from the 7 dismissals in that third skin. At least 5 were runouts, and I think that's one of the key issues that they had. So Kandy Blasters, they saw what happened. They know what happened to Dambulla Stallions. So they need to make sure that they don't repeat those same mistakes.
Yeah, for the lack of puns today, they can cruise their way to victory without blasting their way through to victory. Can the Kandy Blasters? And saying that, there's a third ball scenario.
Without letting the Dambulla Stallions run away with the game.
Now, Laxi, this is getting into the realms of pun territory, but it's brilliant. It's been brilliant calling this. And no dismissals yet, Laxi. That has been the true accolades that they deserve.
So last delivery coming up. Now the youngster Sinaj Surya has been a revelation this tournament, as I mentioned. Viren has been one of the top run scorers. He's up there with the best bowlers of the tournament as well. A very safe wicket keeper too, Sinaj Surya. Saw him for the first time in that Club World Series where he played for Australia. He was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, they managed to qualify for Tier 2. I mean, basically a group of players who were not even seen before in the domestic cricket circuit in Indo cricket, coming out there and performing against the other teams from other nations in such a manner. I mean, even against Colleen Gators in the first 2 skins, they were brilliant, but they were completely washed away from that encounter after the last 2 skins of that game. But even then, they were fighting and they fought really well. I think that's the main thing. So it's really great to see such youngsters coming up for Sri Lanka in Indo cricket. I think they had a brilliant team. I hope the boys from Australia in that UPro Club World Series continue to be involved in the system.
Yes, and I think that's where credit is due where credit is deserved. So Hiran Dimel and the rest of his team have done a brilliant job in providing those platforms and avenues for those youngsters to thrive. As I said earlier, it's a fledgling format. It's a form of the game that's only going to get better. And we hope we have more indoor facilities around the island so that many other youngsters can follow through on this path, because in September we'll be back for the Masters World Series, which is a A-grade / marquee event in the Indo cricket calendar. So yes, exciting times ahead.
It has definitely been a carnival-like feeling for Indo cricket here in Sri Lanka. Had 2 brilliant tournaments in England Asia Cup and then the Club World Series, and then for the Masters tournament to be held here in Sri Lanka as well. Such a great thing for Sri Lanka to make sure that the game grows in the country. So good times coming up, and I'm quite sure the fans are thrilled that they got the chance to witness some great action throughout the last few months, the last few weeks.
Yes, and UPro deserve a lot of credit as well for promoting the game in the island. Just for our viewers tuning into Indo cricket for the first time, it's a complex game. There are various scenarios and situations created, wicket-taking opportunities through instances like the third ball scenario, which is created after 2 consecutive dot deliveries. And batters have no hiding space. We saw that in the first innings. You can lose as many dismissals as you want, but you need to bat out there with your partner throughout your skin or the 4 overs that are allocated.
So 2 more overs to go in this third skin, and Krishant Piris comes in. 15 runs ahead, Kandy Blasters. Just 35 more deliveries to go.
And this is a crucial over, and I was just about to call it, Laksasi. I was just about to say this is a crucial over. Because if you lose a couple of wickets here and bring Dambulla Stallions back into the mix, any score in the negative region in the final skin will prove to be costly. So this is the over where you've got to kind of put the icing on the cake in terms of this victory. So you can't afford to lose dismissals, and not to one of the most experienced campaigners in the form of Krishant Piris.
Now Sinet and Savan, they must make sure that they don't give away any more dismissals. Just 1 dismissal in the whole innings, and that the one and only coming in this over. 61 runs on the board, 14 runs ahead, Kandy Blasters. Can Dambulla Stallions come back into this game with some quick dismissals? Another direct hit, but nothing from the official.
Yeah, minus a few dubious calls in terms of taking some quick singles. This has been this run chase has been scripted to perfection. They've timed their aggression tactfully, played each ball on its merit, and left the final pair basically nothing much to do. Just see out the 4 overs and you clinch the title.
Last over coming up, 6 runs. No, these two, they have been very, very cautious, Sinet and Savan. They need to make sure that they don't give away any more dismissals. That's the bottom line in this last over of the skin. 61 runs on the board. Who will bowl this last over in the third skin? Sit Rishika Devatage or Chandima Lakshan? Looks like it's Rishika Devatage to bowl this over. Now Rishika Devatage, brother of Lahiru Devatage, who played Sri Lanka under 19 a few years back. Oh, direct hit! But Sina Jazurya was well in. That was driven powerfully down the court by Sina Jazurya. Well fielded by Aaron Joshua, but the running was a bit too good even with the direct hit. And Rishika Devatage seems to be struggling a bit. Tried to stop that hard hit from Sina Jazurya down the court.
And we hope he's alright. That was powerfully struck by Sina Jayasuriya. Once he gets some treatment, we'll take a short break.
Two runs on the board. Rishika Devatage, after that little injury scare, back to bowl. It's always good to see a player up and running after such an incident, isn't it, Viren?
Yes, it shows the absolute commitment of all these players out there. Testing conditions, plus when you're under the pump in terms of being behind the 8 ball, it's very easy for you to drop your shoulders, but kudos to the Dambulla Stallions for still giving it a go, and they're duly rewarded with some brilliant fielding. And they continue to peg the Kandy Blasters back, and this could make for an interesting viewing in the final skin.
Is there a twist in the tail? That's the big question. Dambulla Stallions trying to hang on. Kandy Blasters giving away 2 dismissals.
We've spoken about teams choking under pressure, Laksasi, but this would be the ultimate choke if the Kandy Blasters are unable to get across the line. They've been brilliant with the bat over the first 3 skins. It's important for them to just see out this phase and not offer any opportunity. And once again, an opportunity off the rebound goes a-begging.
Now these two Now we talked about the difference between being sensible and being negative. Now I feel these two are a bit too negative. We're in 3 runs on the board, even with the 2 dismissals. If we add those 10 runs back, just 13 runs. And I think they were trying to just block it out a bit too much. And once again, just like that, another dismissal, a third one. Dambulla Stallions, they are right back in this encounter.
This is brilliant. For all of you who are tuning in, this is absolutely impeccable stuff. When you're caught ball watching, and there was an easy single there. That's the last thing you can afford to do as a batter. And that's to leave yourself stranded at one end. Now with this final delivery, if they can work out a way of getting one more dismissal here, it puts the cats amongst the pigeons, Laxasi.
Last delivery of the third skin coming up. Oh. So a good skin, a brilliant skin for Dambulla Stallions. Now there's something wrong with the third skins in this fight. Both the skins ending up in the negative territory.
It's absolute symmetry. For Kandy's sake, they'll be hoping that there's no symmetry of that nature going in to the final skin. And what will be interesting to see is Sachindra going to do the coach, player for Kandy Blasters, is nursing an injury, has been nursing an injury since the semi-finals. If they apply some pressure on him when running between wickets, this could be very, very interesting.
Intense 4 was coming up in this ICL final. Kandy Blasters had a much bigger advantage. What a delivery that is to begin the fourth skin. Brilliantly done. Completely foxed the batter there. And they're back in this game big time.
Game on, as they say. We reference South African that have been tagged as being chokers in international cricket. Kandy Blasters don't want to take a leaf out of their books. Once again, at the wrong end, a shy at the wrong end by Krishanta Piris. An experienced campaigner.
Loud appeal, and that has been given. The umpire raises his finger. The score moves back to 47.
Laxasi, I called this in the first 2 skins. I said if you come out to bat with an overly defensive mindset, you said it in the third skin as well, you can fall into a trap. And this is proving to be a string of cardinal errors by the Kandy Blasters. They've just got to forget the scorecard. Just bat normally. Looking for undue risk there. If that was caught off the rebound, there would have been another crucial breakthrough.
And that's what pressure can do to you. All of a sudden, they're playing with hard hands, those little down and ups. They have forgotten that completely. That's what pressure can do. But this time, that was well played, but another close call. You can see the Dambulla Stallions. They're much more vocal now. They're feeling it. They're feeling that they have the opportunity to make a match out of this once again. And you can see when you look at the faces of the Kandy Blasters batters, they're feeling all the pressure.
They've gifted the Dambulla Stallions with this opportunity. They would have shut the doors on them completely if they got into the realms of the mid-60s. But now they're just a dismissal away from being ahead. Once again, indecision in the center. And a clean pick up there by Ashuradev would have given them another breakthrough. These half chances. Now it's crunch time, Laxasi. This is where the game can ebb and flow either way.
Now just 5 runs is the difference between the two sides.
For our viewers tuning in for the first time to Indo cricket, you might think that the game is done and dusted, but any dismissal will cost the team 5 runs, so this is truly in the balance in my books now. Seeing the temperament of the fielders as well, they seem to be on top of things.
Yeah, the switch in momentum, it's a huge aspect in Indo cricket or any form of cricket. When the momentum shifts, it's really hard for the other team to come back from behind and take the game to their side. But Dambulla Stallions, they have managed to do that. They have managed to come really close once again.
And a brilliant call by Krishant Pires to bring himself on now. It's a crucial over in this final skin. 1 or 2 dismissals here. And it's honours even at that point.
Did Rumesh Perera bowl his 2 overs? No, right? I think he bowled only 1. So with 1 over from Rumesh Perera coming in, the pressure will definitely be on Kandy Blasters. Oh, poor delivery. Much needed runs for Kandy Blasters. 2 runs added.
Krishant Pires has used this angle, but you've got to have pinpoint accuracy just like that if you're coming in to the left-hander.
2 deliveries to go in this 14th over. Wow. Well played from the higher experience. Sachitra going to do it.
That was very, very late. Very, very delicate by Sachindra going to do it.
Directed from Rishika Davatake, but he pulls out the dive. Sahan. So 59 runs on the board. 12 runs. They are ahead by 12 runs.
And if you're the 2 batters out there, you're saying, see this as the next 2 overs. Don't think about the scorecard. Don't even look at the scorecard. Just watch out the next 2 overs. See out those 3rd ball scenarios. Don't take any undue risks. And in this particular over, if they can get to the mid-60s, that'll be the game in the bag.
2 dismissals. They need 2 dismissals here, Dambulla Stallions. If they can get 2 dismissals here, the last over will definitely be electric. You can already see the Kandy Blasters, the rest of the squad coming into the action, being very vocal.
And I'm pretty sure there were a few words exchanged there by the close-in fielders. Sportsmanship on full display. We don't mind that as long as it's in the right spirit. A brilliant carnival-like atmosphere here on Court 1 at UPro Colombo.
Now Russell Van Rooyen with an opportunity to bring in some momentum for his team. He struggled with the bat. But Sahan playing it delicately, playing it really well over the head of the close-in fielder. And it found the net. 2 runs added quite easily. Sachindra going to do against Russell Van Rooyen. 2 of 2 in the Masters arena of Sri Lanka. We will most probably see both of them in action in the Masters World Series.
Yes. 2 stalwarts in the game. But these leg side deliveries by both Russell and Krishanta in the previous over have just kind of gifted the game now to Kandy Blasters. They should have it sealed at this juncture, but we've seen weirder things happen.
Oh, once again, Russell Van Rooyen struggling to find his line here. 1 more delivery to go. Now they need 4 dismissals. Without giving any runs, 4 dismissals. That's what Dambulla Stallions need. And it's getting harder and harder for them now. They'll be wondering that missed opportunity in that previous over would have made things very, very close. 2 more runs added. Last over coming up. Kandy Blasters, they can feel it. They can feel that they almost have the trophy now in their grasp.
4 dismissals needed. Sri Lankans are known for taking 4 dismissals, let alone in an over, but in 4 consecutive deliveries. So if you have a Noam Tushara or a Lassit Malinga in the mix, you lose them now. And I reckon it's going to be Aaron Joshua bowling the final over. Even the youngster, a tall order.
So in fact, Rumesh Perera, he has completed his 2 overs. I thought he had 1 over remaining, but he has completed his spell. So Aaron Joshua, can he do something special here? Kandy Blasters, no need to take any unnecessary risks, and that run will certainly ease their nerves a lot more. 5 deliveries to go. Kandy Blasters on their way to become the ICL champions.
Sachin are going to do a experience. That was a brilliant down and up. And one more, and that should be the game in the bag for the Kandy Blasters. With 2 runs added to a total, they are 23 runs ahead, and even 4 dismissals here won't win it for the Dambulla Stallions. Kandy Blasters blasting their way through to victory. I've been waiting to say that all evening, Laxasi.
Yeah, exactly, as you had mentioned, Kandy Blasters blasting their way to the ICL title. A great result for them. They were clinical in that semi-final encounter as well. And once again here, there was a bit of tension being built up in that 3rd skin, but these two, after a very shaky first over, managed to see things through.
And it's interesting, the coach, Sachin are going to do has walked off to the rear court. You see off these 2 deliveries. There's nothing else to do. There's no 3rd ball scenario. Gamesmanship at its best, and the Kandy Blasters, well-deserved victors. Over to you, Laxi, to call this.
Last delivery coming up. Kandy Blasters. And he leaves alone, and that will be the end. Kandy Blasters, the champions of the Indo Cricket League 2024 after beating Dambulla Stallions by 25 runs. Dambulla Stallions, after winning the toss and deciding to bat first, could only score 47 runs. And a brilliant effort by Kandy Blasters. No dismissals in the first 2 skins, 3 in the 3rd one, and 2 in this one as well. But they managed to make sure that they held on to their nerves, and they ended up winning the championship. Great tournament and a great result in this final. And Dambulla Stallions, yes, they'll be disappointed that they couldn't get the job done, but it has been a great tournament for them. They managed to beat Badulla Warriors in that semi-final. The favourites coming into the semi-final clashes, and Kandy Blasters, who managed to beat Colombo Lions in the semi-final encounter. Brilliantly done, brilliant work from Kandy Blasters. Credit goes to Dambulla Stallions and the rest of the teams. It has been a great tournament, and we need to give a lot of credit to Mr. Hiran Dimel, who managed to do some great work. Sri Lanka Indo Cricket Fraternity managed to find some great young players thanks to this tournament, and it's indeed a great honour to call this encounter, isn't it, Viren?
It's been absolutely brilliant. It's been absolutely brilliant. A great honour to oversee this inaugural Indo Cricket League. It's been a brilliant tournament. Some riveting action throughout the 9 days. And Kandy Blasters came into these semi-finals under some pressure, but they've duly delivered. Well led by skipper Isuru and coach Sachin Dragunadua. Coach Kumpler. The great Shane Warne did it in 2008, being the coach and player for the Rajasthan Royals. Sachin Dragunadua repeats the same feat here. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage of the Indo Cricket League final. And you can see the presentation ceremony shortly.
back to the finals of the Indo Cricket League 2024. We saw the Kandy Blasters winning this all-important game by 25 runs. Dambulla Stallions, who won the toss and decided to bat first, made 47, and Kandy Blasters ended up with 72 runs.
Good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome to UPro Colombo for the closing ceremony of the inaugural Indo Cricket League 2024. It's been over a week of absolutely riveting cricket action here at UPro Colombo, and I congratulate not just the 4 semi-finalists and the teams that reached the playoffs, but every single team that took part in this inaugural competition for some brilliant cricketing action, played with absolute grit, might, determination, and played to the true spirit of the game. So could we have a warm round of applause for all the stakeholders at this inaugural cricket competition, please? And I'd like to also take this opportunity to congratulate Mr. Hiran Dimel and the rest of his team for taking Indo cricket in Sri Lanka to unprecedented levels. We had the England Asia Cup, we had the Masters Series coming up in September, but this inaugural Indo Cricket League will bode well for youngsters taking up the sport in the island. So thank you, Mr. Hiran Dimel, for all your hard work, and to the rest of the organizing committee. Without any further ado, I'd like to cordially invite Mr. Hiran Dimel to take the floor.
Thank you, Viren. And as Viren quite rightly mentioned, this has been one hell of a tournament, and especially the owners of this has to go to Manish, who has helped us with this UPro, who has done a tremendous job. And yeah, big thank you to Manish and allowing us a place like this. So first of all, a few thanks, special thanks to be made. Undoubtedly, the franchise owners, who at a very short notice came up and committed themselves to having 8 teams, the group of about 100 players. So thank you to all the franchise owners. Also, once again, I'd like to thank UPro Colombo for the tremendous facility that was made possible for this tournament. For BSC Globe, Russell the man himself, for helping us with the clothing. Very importantly, at the last minute, Ravin De Silva and his company Slick, and his supporters, his work crew Dilipa, as broadcasters sponsored this tournament, which was made possible for us to take it through to the world. Then the commentary team, headed by Haritha Pereira, Viren Berulage, Laksisi De Silva, and everyone who supported us. Thank you very much. Then we have a few sponsors who chipped in at the last minute to help us with the closing ceremonies and stuff like that. Austrasia for the sponsorship, Lasant of Chan Sports, and Pool Leads for allowing us the closing ceremony, and thank you to Saman and Bala for allowing us that. Then from a tournament perspective, I'd like to give a big thanks to Asela Patirana, who has been my strength, who's been the tournament director for this tournament and run a very successful tournament. Thank you, Asela. Then, last but not least, the most important people who control the game, the umpires. Nanajit Chaminda, who umpired today's finals. Angelo Samuel, Rumesh Pereira, Shalita Subasinghe, and Krishanta Piris, and also Lakmal, who umpired one game. Thank you to these gentlemen. And now we move on to the awards, and I would like to call the presentation party to come over, please. Starting with Niranjan Rajapaksa, Pradeep, Malik Ahmadin, Asita Di Costa, Asela Patirana, and Krishanta Piris. All right, this is the moment we've been waiting for, individual awards and of course the group awards. We start with the best bowler, conceding just 0.35 runs per over and 0.71 per game. Bowled 14 overs, 16 wickets for just 5 runs from Kandy Blasters, Vimukti Dhananjay. And I'd like to call upon Niranjan Rajapaksa. Yeah. Thank you, Niranjan. Can I please have Pradeep to give away the next award? With a strike rate of 144.71, an average of 17.57 per game, just out only 1 in 7 games, 123 runs from Goal Eagles, Danushka Dilshan. And before I go to the player of the series, I would like to announce the player of the finals. Today's game, Asita Di Costa, please give away this award. Yeah. With 10 runs and 3 for a -3 with a +13 player from Kandy, Sinet Jasuria. Now I'd like to call Malik Ahmadin to give away the player of the series with a total contribution of 80, with a contribution average of 11.43 per game. That is 14 wickets for 21 runs, and with the bat, a contribution of 101 runs. Once again from Kandy, Sinet Jasuria. Can I please have Krishant Piris to give away the next award? These 3 awards are very special because these are recognizing pure, new and raw talent. The category was from the absolutely new players squad, people who have not played the game before, who joined us for the first time. And in 3rd place, most promising player with a contribution average of 9, 3 wickets for 84 and 93 runs from Jaffna Coles, Manasa Madhushan. Now I call upon Asela Padran to give away the next 2 awards. 2nd place in that category, most promising new player. Total contribution of 26, 3. And the one on top of that list with a total contribution of 27 with a contribution average of 5.37. 6 wickets for 36 runs and 63 runs from Goal Eagles, Tarusha Amarasinghe. Okay, I believe Tarosha is not here, so Dilshan will pick up the award from Asela. Now the big ones we've been waiting for. ICL 2024, runners-up for the inaugural ICL 2024. Can I call upon Asela to give this up? Sorry, Malik, yeah. Runners-up at the inaugural ICL 2024, Team Dambulla. Can we have the entire team please for a photograph? Well done, Team Dambulla. And now for the big one. Ladies and gentlemen, a team that has been consistently playing very well, fought very hard, and the manager Priyantha Vikramanayaka doing so much for the team, and exceptional performance tonight. Team Kandy, champions. All right, and now we have the surprise. We have announced it, of course. This this is the moment that we've all been waiting for. The selection of Team U Pro for 2024 and 2025 in no order of preference. And just before I mention the names, I would like to mention that these were not based on statistics. They were not based on stats, and also players who belong to clubs were not considered. So, yeah, just to mention that again, these players that I'm about to mention were not selected on stats. This is selected by ICL and myself for the U Pro Colombo team, and any player that belonged to a club was not considered. So in no order of preference, I would like to mention, if you guys are here, just come over here one by one. Dhanushka Dilshad from Goal Eagles. Mudita Disanayaka from Colombo Lions. Vimukti Dhananjay from Kandy Blasters. Kaven Patirana from Dambulla Warriors. Savindu Kavinga from Colombo Lions. Shalita Subasinghe from Trinco Pirates. Rishika Davadage from Dambulla Stallions. Vinuda Lenage, Badula Warriors. Tarusha Nirvan from Goal Eagles. Manasa Madhushan from Jaffna Coles. Shanit Rupasinghe, Colombo Lions. And finally, Aaron Kodujuwaku from Jaffna Coles. So this, ladies and gentlemen, will be the U Pro team for 2024-25, and we are just about to launch the U Pro t-shirt with the players. Congratulations to the young team, and we look forward to seeing some good cricket by these guys. The number one sport in Sri Lanka, U Pro. Right, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That brings us close to the end of the awards presentation. But before I say anything further, look out for the Mercantile Open and the Open that will follow in a week or two. Entries will be closing in 2 weeks' time. And all those guys who are working for corporates, please register fast. So that's your next opportunity. And we will have the social upstairs, and all you guys are invited. I'll hand over the mic back to Biren for closing words.
Thank you, Mr. Hirandimel, and thank you to everyone. As I echo what I said earlier, Sri Lankan indoor cricket is in very safe hands and will be a force to reckon with. We'll catch you next time.
Congratulations to Kandy Blasters, and a big congratulations goes out to Sinaj Jasur as well for winning the Player of the Tournament award. He had a great tournament, and he helped quite a lot in Kandy Blasters' journey towards the title. So we talk about the whole tournament. We had 8 teams competing in this tournament in the group stage. Dambulla Warriors, they ended up taking the first place. Kandy Blasters in second. Colombo Lions in third place, and Dambulla Stallions in fourth place. So those were the teams that qualified for the semi-finals, and the other 4 teams were Trinco Pirates, Jaffna Coles, Kurunegala Kings, and Gold Eagles. And in the semi-final encounters, Dambulla Warriors lost to Dambulla Stallions in that semi-final encounter, and in the second semi-final encounter, Kandy Blasters got the better of Colombo Lions. And in this final, Dambulla Stallions, who won the toss and elected to bat first, scored 47 runs in their 4 skins, 25 each in the first 2 skins, but then the things just got a bit shaky for them, minus 15 in the third skin and 12 in the last skin, as they ended up with 47. And Kandy Blasters 30 and 25 in the first 2 skins, a bit of a mix-up in that third skin with just minus 2, but the fourth skin, after losing 2 wickets in the first over, managed to get things back on track and end up with 19 runs, a total of 72. So Kandy Blasters winning this final by 25 runs to win the inaugural edition of the Indo Cricket League. And also just at the end we saw the U-Pro team for 2024 and 2025 being announced as well. So this was a brilliant tournament, and the credit goes out to Mr. Hiran Dimel for making sure that this was organized. And I think all his hard work paid off and paid dividends, as Sri Lanka Indo Cricket Circuit managed to find some great players for the future. So the Masters tournament is coming up as well, and we're hoping to bring you the live action of those encounters in September. So thank you very much everyone for joining with us. It was indeed a great tournament. It was a pleasure to join with all of you during the semi-final encounters and this final. And I'm signing off with the production crew and the technical crew and my fellow commentators Harda Pera and Viren Berulagate. Thank you once again for joining with us. Have a very good night.